Hello, Royals. Welcome back. Tonight we have case number 38. Tonight is about what happens when private discomfort becomes public content. hmm When a couple of days of talking to somebody turns into panels, and then your past hookups become present tension, and then a boyfriend volunteers a wallet that isn't even his. Tinder on uncle's phone turns into should I tell? And then a 7-year-old asks questions that they, one, probably shouldn't ask, or two, deserve the right answer to. So we are going to have our co-host introduce herself. On the way in, please make sure that you speak, share the live, and say hello. If you're watching on replay, make sure you comment as well because we go back and answer all of your comments. Co-host?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Dizzy Des Delicious, the nail tech of all nail techs, honey. Let's clock this tea today. I'm ready because that opening, it says let's get into it.
hmm It does. So
Yeah,
we are going to do as normal and start with the disclaimer. Because those are very important. Some of you should listen very carefully. Mhm. So, this show is commentary and opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only. Stories are submitted, narratives are read verbatim. Some stories are shared with me in an inbox and they want to get their stories out, so I share those as well. Allegations discussed are based on what is shared by the writer. This is not legal advice, although I'll provide some things that I think would help, but I am not a lawyer, so consult your lawyer. All individuals are presumed innocent unless proven otherwise in a court of law and not a, what do you notarized fake paper. So let's get started. So, story number one. Let's go. Let me move my alkaline water over. I drink my water and I mind my business. And I truly appreciate those that share their stories and their commentary and all of those things. They're great for stories. You ready?
I'm ready, baby. Let's get into it.
Okay. Story number one. It's a little lengthy, so let's go. Am I overreacting? I thought he was a stalker. I met a man on TikTok. We talked for a few days. In that short time, his communication started to feel overwhelming. He was reaching out constantly, and I became uncomfortable. So I blocked him on every platform, and he still found me on IG by my real name. That scared the shit out of me. I didn't want any more contact. I confided in one of my closest online friends about what was happening. I trusted her. I shared my concerns and how uneasy I felt. What I didn't anticipate was that she would take the situation to a social media blogger to discuss it publicly. Hmm. The blogger then reached out to me directly and said she was sorry to hear what happened and asked if I wanted her help. I said yes. We went onto a live panel and discussed everything in front of the audience. For one day, from day one, I answered every question openly. Some panelists noticed gaps in my story and asked the hard questions. I wasn't offended. I understood that these people don't know me in real life. I even asked for, for the questions because I wanted clarity. I knew if it was public, it needed to be addressed head on. I voluntarily shared details, text, phone numbers, and information about his record, which showed allegedly 36 entries across allegedly 3 jurisdictions. At a certain point, some of the panelists cautioned me to be careful in how I was approaching things and what I was disclosing. Still, I continued because I wanted everything out in the open and I felt the ladies had my back. The blogger eventually called the man onto the panel so we could address it directly. But when he spoke, I interrupted him repeatedly. I did not allow him to fully defend himself. I was emotional and defensive. That should be expected, right? Huh. That became one of the reasons I later apologized to him. Hmm. After the first live, I started receiving calls from an unknown number and fake numbers. Even though I had blocked him, I felt it wasn't going to stop. I would answer, and I only heard a familiar chuckle on the other end of the phone. I also received a text which I shared with the live. He reached out to two of my social media friends trying to contact me, and they told him to leave me alone. On the panel, three women also told him to leave me alone, and no meant no. On the panel, the women backed me up. They repeatedly said no means no. They said he needed to respect my boundaries. I shared I filed police reports in three different jurisdictions and escalated the situation to a detective. I returned to the panel the next day and stated that I filed charges. By the third day, more questions surfaced. Again, I answered them. I understood that once something is public, people are going to analyze it. Then I began to feel like the situation was spiraling. More details were uncovered, more scrutiny, more opinions. At that point, nobody else was actively talking about it, but I feared they might. I wanted to get ahead of the problem before it grew further. So I reached out to him and I apologized, specifically for interrupting him and not allowing him to defend himself during the panel. We later did a live together, just the two of us. Others joined and gave their opinions. Some said they wanted to apologize. Others accused me of still lying and causing this whole commotion. I attempted to defend myself, but I feel my answers got even worse. Now I've made a video asking everyone to cease and desist from discussing the situation. Even though it isn't actively being discussed by others, I wanted to be proactive to shut it down before it could even restart. What I started as a few days of uncomfortable communication turned into public panels, police reports, apologies, interruptions, questions, and self reflection. Now I'm left realizing that once something enters public arena, you don't control how it moves, only how you respond. Am I overreacting by continuing to discuss it in hopes to what? In hopes to shut everything down? Mic drop. Hey, twin. Can't hear you.
I'm so weak. Baby, that story was long. And it was long and it sounded like a little still full of shit to me personally. Um, Baby, what you talking about? I feel like you just doing a lot of talking and you ain't getting to the point. You was overreacting for what you
Follow
doing
the
to me.
story and answer the question. Are
Uh,
they
uh,
overreacting? I can give a recap.
go, not all of it. Just
I said a recap.
yeah, you got it. Get it.
So the person had a problem with somebody and thought they were a stalker. They brought the situation to the internet, discussed it on a panel, made allegations, later decided to retract it, and is now talking to the person, it sounds like, on social media, but wanting everybody else to stop talking about it after you invested other people in the problem. Now you want them to stop talking about it.
It
That's
sounds
in a
like you should
nutshell
have
what it
kept your
is.
business to yourself, and we
Okay, so
wouldn't
I'll
have.
start. Okay. Wait, sounds like what?
It sounds like she put too much of her biz. She should have kept her business to herself. It sounds like because you can't handle what's actually happening. You cannot put nothing out there and then expect the people not to feel away or say whatever the hell they want to say. That's just what I'm getting out of what I heard. What I heard was I took out the time to bite off more than I can chew and expressed all my business to the world, and it thought the world was going to feel the way I feel about my business instead of having their own opinions. And now, since they don't opinionate with me, I want them to shut the fuck up. That's what I heard. Is that what I got? And so, with that, yes, you are
That's exactly.
overreacting. You are overreacting because you can't put something out that's going to wear you down in such a manner that you can't handle. So if you couldn't handle it, you shouldn't put it out there. And it sounded like you was also telling lies. Did I catch? lies being told. So with that being said, yeah, pipe the hell down. You're not you're
Allegedly.
definitely overreacting. You're overreacting. Yes. That's my answer.
Okay. So in the comments, it's never going to shut down if you're going to keep talking to him and bringing it to social media. If you're talking to just you and him, why are y'all on social media talking about it where everybody can see it? Okay. So is that your only feedback? Because I'm going to go through each piece because it's a couple of things. And then
Right.
as I
'Cause
go
I
through them,
like how
I
you
will
break
pause
it
and then you can
down.
give your feedback.
Right. I like how you break it
Yeah, I
down like
love
that. So
breaking it down. So
I'm
that's
gonna do that.
normal for me to break things down, right? It's
Yes.
normal. It's normal for me to take a story and break it down.
Correct.
Comments, is that
That's what
normal
we
for
do.
what I do? Oh, y'all want the mic or you want no mic?
You know I like it when you use the mic and you got your glasses on.
Hmm. And do. Okay, let's start at the top. Okay, so the first thing. First, a cease and desist from a private person is just a demand letter, unless it actually comes from an attorney. Okay, that's not an actual legal claim. So, with that, um, you have to consider that you expressed your opinions, you were cautioned to be careful, you told your own story, there were pieces that were potentially fabricated. You made claims of somebody, you brought their personal information to the internet, and you continue to discuss the situation. You're continuing to publish private, confidential information of your own free will. You have the right to do that. As you do it, you may not have a cease and desist. Let me tell you why. Let me give some examples. I'll give a very popular one right now. You think Brene wants all of her business out there? Here's the answer. I'll give it to you. Yes, because if she keeps posting things and people keep commenting on what she posts, she must want the information out there.
Sounds
Okay,
about right to
so
me.
now I'll go over the law. Mhm. Now I'll go over the laws that were not broken, okay, with your notarized letter. Okay. Defamation. Defamation requires a false statement, which it sounds like you made, published to a third party, again, harmful to someone's reputation. If you have a reputation, that could be it, but you went on the pound. Let's see. And you have to conclude that there is malice. The malice would actually probably be you because you went on the panel and discussed all of these things. Nobody told you to say them. Maybe it's a script to get views. Excellent observation. Excellent. Excellent observation. I'll leave that up there while I do the next one. Mhm. Harassment. Repeated and unwanted contact. You're the one still discussing it. Threatening or alarming behavior. You're the one just still discussing it. Mhm. Okay. Evasion of privacy. It was shared voluntarily. It was discussed on a public panel. Nothing was obtained unlawfully. You were actually guided to refrain from continuing to divulge information. You said it.
So we asked you to stop
Shall
talking.
I go on? Or would you like?
I just wanted to make
No,
sure
the
I understood.
panel actually told her that it was. The panel told her it wasn't a good idea to continue.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I understood. You were advised to shut the fuck up. Okay, keep going.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. see. What you should stop doing is going live. What you should stop doing is making videos. What you should stop doing is trying to get ahead of something it doesn't sound like there was a threat for so that you needed to. You're keeping it alive. You're the one keeping it alive because you're the one talking about it. You really need to
Period.
protect yourself. You do.
You
You
should
really
shut
need
up.
to protect yourself. You, because also making false legal claims online is actually against the law. You should stop doing that. Let's see here. hmm What else do we have? I wrote a lot of notes for this one because it's just so crazy. We keep seeing people go online and tell all of their business, and then they're upset that their business is
Business
out
is
there.
told.
Crazy.
Doesn't go together.
So crazy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I do understand. Okay, let me put this down. I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this. I
Okay.
do understand that you wanted to stop and you wanted to get what you felt like was ahead of it. But what I would say, as if I were talking to a friend, this is what I would
Okay.
say. And Des, correct me if I'm wrong because this is how we talk to each other. I would say,
Correct. I'm ready. Let's get it.
shut the fuck up. Why are you talking so much? I would literally say that to a friend because when we make decisions out of emotion, which is what got you in this situation to begin with, you do things with all the well, what if, well, what if, well, what if, well, what if, and you sometimes step on your own feet of something that would have never even happened. It was no, it didn't sound like it was any inclination that anything would happen or that anything would be reposted or anything like that. You didn't say any of those things happened. You said that you decided to retract some of the things and go back and apologize. That's awesome. That's what you should do. If you said this on a platform, you should publicly apologize. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. It's the turning it around on the blogger who you reached out to and then the panelists as if it's their fault. Accountability is going to be really big here. Okay. Accountability for everything that you did and continue to do.
You do.
Because
It's sounding very
reality,
narcissistic.
very much so. It sounds like, you know, if this person did want to post a clip after their show, they have every right to. Des, do I not tell you guys, hey, cut off the camera? Because if the camera's on and I got a good clip or I'm talking about something because we're doing a show, I'm going to clip my show and I'm going to put it out there. I'm not framing my show around who shows up and how they behave. If you behave,
Period.
make sure that's what you want to go out. Now, do I intentionally look for bad things? That's not my style. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But am I going to completely throw away content or something? Mm-mm. And I for sure wouldn't throw away content if you're out there throwing daggers at me. If I did an interview, so let me tell you, before I do an interview with people that I don't know, I do an interview before my interviews. And what I used to have was a camera set up right here and the camera where I was doing the interview before the interview. And I would make sure that the camera could see me and the person. And I would go over all the things like, do you want to talk about this? Is this okay? And everything like that. What ended up happening is because people become comfortable with me. So they start divulging all this information, right? I had them
They
sign a
forget.
form, an NDA. I as well, they were a lot of them were very fortunate that I'm one of those trustworthy people because the amount of stuff that they would divulge to me because they became comfortable is so much, right? Nobody has ever seen a single piece of that. And I did content with like C-list celebrities, big in this town, big like that. I could have. Would I ever do something like that? Absolutely not. But if you went now, when you went on the live itself, I'm clipping all parts of that. If I hear you doing anything that I'm like, hey, that's too much, I'll move the conversation, right? I will. Everybody's not like that though, and everybody doesn't owe you that. This is my content. This costs me to sit in front of this camera. So if
I
you
know
think
that's
you're gonna
real.
come on my shit and then later regret something, attack me for it, and then I'm not gonna go back and use that same information that could help clear me of some of the things that you're making up about me, you're fueling the fire.
And that's
That's
why Mary had a
counterproductive.
little lamb.
It's counterproductive. I just would never. You can't hurt somebody and then tell them how to react because you automatically have the First Amendment is freedom of speech, fair comment, so you can comment. Opinions are privileged, you can have an opinion. Fair use of your own content, you got it. As long
Right.
as a person doesn't chop it up and make it look like something that it wasn't, now that's where people get in trouble. But if I'm literally using my own content, I can run it however I want to and go back and reflect on it and say, damn, I didn't hear this part. If I heard that, that's what I would have said. Or I can go back and say, now knowing what I know, I actually have a problem with everything.
Oh, okay.
You can. So that's
Oh,
why it's
okay.
a good idea not to allegedly be a liar, not to not to over talk, overshare, bring things to the internet because you're trying to go viral. It's no goddamn way I would go on a viral person's. I wouldn't even go on a regular person. Hell, I've been telling people that since I had 100 followers. Don't forget, I got 100 today. I may have 100 million tomorrow, and somebody
Period.
will see this. So be careful. It's only one interview that I took down. Only one.
Really?
And I just put that motherfucker right back up. Yeah, about Allie during the P. Diddy shit because people was coming for me because I saw something different in what she was saying. Not that she wasn't hurt, but that I thought things were different. Oh, they chewed my ass up. Oh, they chewed me up. And I took it down because I didn't like the negative attention that it was bringing. And lo and behold, now that Epstein is out, Epstein did all the shit she said Diddy did. But I digress. It's back up, y'all. Period.
Oh, okay.
We not finna get in trouble for reading these stories. We not finna get in trouble for doing our work. And we some of the ones with integrity. You not finna come for me and my character either. Because be careful, baby girl. The person could actually flip it on you for defamation of their character if they can prove some things.
And they don't need no damn notary to do it. Just saying.
Anything else that we would like to tell the young lady who divulged too much information on a public panel and it sounds like she's still going public to have conversations?
I think shut up is the best answer.
I think it is. I think you should let it just go, walk away, and become viral another way. I think you should do that.
And it's okay to do it.
Mhm. And don't worry, on Thursday, please make sure and show up. I'll give my opinion because I know this story. I
Okay.
and my real people, I needed to break it down for y'all because my people is real about me and they don't fucking play with me, and I understand. So I'll give it to y'all in pieces so you have an opportunity to take this in. Because when I come back and tell you what the hell happened,
Mm.
mhm, mhm. It's okay though, y'all. I'm good over here. It's one thing I love to do is going to court. Mhm, I do. Next story.
Next story.
Okay, next story. Yeah, I don't play about myself or my people. Be very careful. Tread lightly. Don't play with me. Okay? I don't play games
Don't
with
play with me.
I don't play with games, girl. And God don't play about me either. That's why I don't do people wrong. Because God don't play about me. So when he ready to punish me, child, I can't get away with stuff. Did I ever tell y'all the story about the pepper? Let me tell you a story about the pepper. So, fresh grated pepper, right?
Okay.
Had never had fresh pepper like that, right? So I don't think I remember. But anyway, I started really loving Alfredo at one point, and I love fresh cracked pepper on it. So me and my husband and my best friend go to Applebee's. They had the pepper that I had seen before. So and it was halfway full, and this pepper at the time was $7. Okay, let me just tell you, that was a lot of money for a seasoning. So I thought, child, I didn't know. So I was like, I think I should just take this pepper because I want the pepper. So I took the pepper and I went outside and my tire was flat. Because God don't play about me. See, that goes in both ways. He don't play about you, so he protects you from yourself as well. Y'all, I went to put air in this tire because we was right by the gas station. The air went right back out like that. I put fix the flat, it went right back out like that. That $7 pepper cost me a $300 tire. Okay? So that,
Was it worth it?
and let me tell you, I still have that pepper till today because it's the most expensive pepper I've ever had in my life. Nobody else can touch that pepper, and I'm gonna make that pepper last at least 72 years.
Not 72. Oh, bless it.
No, you
72,
don't have
baby.
to lie to get attention. You really don't. But unfortunately, these days, is it a big issue? It is. It is. And it's really sad. It really is sad. You can get attention from the people that love you. Call and tell them the story and, whatever. Everybody's looking for a viral moment or people to feel sorry for you and donate. It's so many reasons why people do stuff that just really don't make sense to me. Um, because when I tell y'all the story on Thursday, you're gonna call me a liar.
Mm,
Yeah, you're gonna call me a liar because you're never gonna believe that all of this shit happened within 3 days. You're not gonna believe me. So,
what?
story number two. Story number two.
Good,
Okay,
good.
my girlfriend had a threesome with two of our friends. Am I
Ooh,
overreacting?
ooh, hold me, Holy Ghost. Are you?
Okay, here we go. For context, my girlfriend 22 and I 26 male have been dating for about 10 months now and things are great other than this one thing. We had talked about body counts and past relationships at the very start of our relationship and we both told each other everything or so I thought. I recently said she recently set me down and told me that she had lied about her body count in the start of our relationship and I wasn't upset about that too much until she told me who it was with. She told me she had a threesome with two of our friends that are a couple, 23-year-old male and 23-year-old female. She did this while her and I were in the beginning to talk and hang out with each other stage. Oh my God. It actually happened on the same day that she had just been with me. So she left my house to go to their house the night that the threesome happened. To be clear, we were not dating yet, so I wouldn't count it as cheating, but we were mildly flirting and hanging out. The part about this that bothers me the most is that she introduced me to these two people as her platonic friends, and they eventually became my friends too. Fast forward now, 10 months later, and we all four hang out often, going on double dates and hikes and things like that. I thought I had made some wholesome friends that could last forever. But now, with this information, I can't even look at them. It makes me cringe and I get grossed out. I no longer have any respect for them. We had all been friends for almost a year now, but to find out that they've both had a threesome with my girlfriend right before we got together is just so shocking and insanely weird slash awkward to think about. My girlfriend told me that nothing had ever happened with them since then and that she feels guilty about it. And I do believe her. I'm just struggling with these feelings of being so shocked and disgusted by the fact that it happened. if I if it was not with the two of our closest friends, it might be different, but since it was with two people I have come to know, it's just so upsetting to me. She told me she would stop being friends with them, but it feels like the damage has already been done. I already kind of had suspicions and was wary of the guy. I had even brought it up to her because they would just hang out so close and unnecessarily touch each other, like basically wrestling and stuff like that. She stopped doing that stuff mostly, but I remember it used to happen and a lot more at the beginning of our relationship. She just reassured me that she was only ever Wait a minute. She just reassured me that he was only ever platonic and nothing has slash will ever happen. That's not platonic. And oh my God, am I overreacting or underreacting? Is this relationship ending or should I try to move forward since it happened 10 months ago? Mic drop. That last sentence didn't make sense to me. She's reassuring him that it's platonic. It's not. You had a threesome, right?
What she's trying to reassure him is that they're no longer doing such behavior. Um, but I don't know if I feel like I don't think he's. I think he. I don't know. I think he might be overreacting. It happened before you, and sometimes you don't get to know information because it can fuck up things that shouldn't be fucked up. Because again, we ain't fucking no more. Why should I have this ruined because of that? But because I'm hanging out with them in your face, on the other hand, I felt guilty and I went on and told you the truth. But I don't know. It's a catch 22 for me because again, it was before you. Regardless of how long, it was still before you. And so if I'm telling you and we all cool, I don't appreciate her not telling him the truth though, because you invited these friends into this relationship. So I don't think she's right. I just don't. I think you slightly might be overreacting still because the guilt on her chest did not allow that to continue. She still broke down and told you the truth, and she didn't have to. That's
Uh,
my thoughts.
okay. I'm going to say you're not overreacting. I'm going to say this is a very big turning point. That's why I'm leaving this one up here. If you can't deal with it, leave. You have to because it's the beginning of your relationship, and this is a big deal because you used words like saying that what did he say? Fast forward, going to hikes and dates. No, I no longer have any respect for them. I can't even look at them. It makes me cringe and I get grossed out. You must leave. You must leave. And I
Yeah,
understand why you're upset because I can't imagine it being four of us and three of y'all fucked each other. And
yeah,
to the extent that, bitch, you wow for that. I'm sorry, but you are. If you was fucking with, if you was talking to him and then went and did that while y'all was talking, okay, let me put it to you like this. If you had a friend that you went and messed with, you wouldn't bring that male friend around this man and just
no,
be in
you
his
wouldn't.
face. And you brought a whole couple in his face and you had the nerve to put a date. I think why did you tell so much? You now it's stamped in his head because he's like, on this day when I was with you, we talked about this and that, and you probably wasn't even invested. You was worried about getting over there to that threesome. And then you went and did all of that with them. And then you took it a step further and you made me be their friend. You brought them. Why did you do that? You shouldn't have brought them around as friends. And the dude was disrespectful, similar to the best friend that we talked about in the last one, where I said I'd have clocked her ass first. I would clock that ninja first. Because why are you wrestling with her and doing this and that when you know if it's found out later that y'all had anything, it's gonna make him feel uncomfortable? Why are you wrestling with somebody else's girlfriend? Anyways, what
Yeah,
is
I agree with that. I agree
I
with what
don't
you're saying.
I wouldn't be able to because why you bring them around me like this? Like me and like the dudes usually get close and then the girls get close. So what if they've been talking about stuff and you know talking about what they did sexually, right? Let's
Yeah,
just say. And
I
now he's
appreciate
thinking,
that.
nigga, I didn't even need to tell you that. You knew.
Right. I appreciate you actually explaining it the way you said it because I didn't see it that way in the beginning. I was over here like, well, what the big deal is. But the big deal is you shouldn't have invited him over to be friends with them.
Yes,
That
that's the
is the
big
big
deal.
deal. You
That's the
wanted your
whole
cake and eat it too. You wanted
Yes.
to you wanted to be able to still sleep with them, have your man okay with it. Maybe not necessarily still sleep with them, but still have your man okay with what you've been doing.
You like the excitement of that little tickle. You can't tell me that it's not a couple of nights that they left that your little tulip was tingling, and that's probably the best head, sex, and everything he got that night because you got them up in your head because they was just there with you.
Mm.
Did you tell
Yeah,
him that you were bisexual?
that's something to think about.
We broke bread with them. Now everything that man is gonna think about if she said you got on a nice dress, he gonna think was y'all flirting. Like that was too messy. That's why I don't believe if anybody gonna try that threesome shit, it should not be with somebody in your life who gonna be around.
Right. It should be very random and move the fuck on.
Yes, a once like what bucket list. I don't know if it's a name for the list for sex like that. It I don't think you should. That's disrespectful, girl. You built your
It-
relationship on being disrespectful. And he built a relationship with them thinking, oh, we all cool. They're your friends, so I want them to be my friends.
yeah, that's wrong.
Oh,
That is wrong.
I think you gotta let her go, sir.
You definitely got to let her go because you can't let it go. So therefore, you got to let her go. Whether you like her, love her, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because what she did was put you in a binding situation. And
I'm
far
in a
as I'm
bind, Nate.
concerned, say that
I said, I'm in a bind, Nate.
right. And I mean, so binding to the point that you have to really find out, which I wouldn't take the time not to find out, but you would have to find out if this baby is trying to set you up for something you ain't even know you was gonna get into,
What if he's
like a
thinking back
threesome.
and they ever made like, oh, would you ever do a threesome or oh, would you ever be a swinger? What
Right.
if
Like how
they
many conversations happen like that in his face where he thinking we just being open and honest and y'all over here just plotting to tell him the truth.
Yeah. And he thinks that they're his closest, like couple friends or whatever. But no, sorry, my guy. It's only been 10 months. You're still young. So, yes, you're only 26. So, you have to move on. And she's only 22. So, you have to move on because you said very, very strong words. She shouldn't have to um apologize to, like, not apologize, like you can't make her pay for what she did. And I feel like when stuff happens to men want to make you pay for what you did.
Yes.
And you said it, I don't know why I can't find it again, but what you said, you have very strong words about them. You said you don't, what is it, you don't, um you was already suspicious. Now this just tied it in. So whatever those suspicions were are now going to be like real in your head. You said you can't even look at them because they make you cringe and you're grossed out, and you no longer have respect for them. How can you think with saying things like that that it's even a question? It's not, and
It's
it's
not.
okay. It's okay. It's only been 10 months. How do y'all get so
Mm,
invested
invested.
short time, which I
My
don't know.
biggest problem is not only are you invested in such a short time, you ain't paying attention.
Well, he was. That's remember he said he had thoughts before. She might have told him to see if he. That's what I'm saying. I think that they've been probably testing the water every now and then, and because he started having suspicions and bringing those suspicions to her, then I think that's why she just went ahead and told. Because dude is probably unhinged. If he's sitting there trying to wrestle with you and all of that other shit, and now you're talking about, well, I just won't be their friend anymore.
Yeah, no.
You're acting like a 22-year-old. You're acting like a 22-year-old. So I say no. I say, think you gotta let it go.
Let it go. It
Let
looks like another love TKO. Oh. I think you ought to let it go. I mean, you better let that shit go. But when you have to question certain things in my mind, you already know the answer that you have to let it go. You just don't want to.
You don't
You
want to.
don't want to let it go. So don't be too mad at the friends and the homies because you're questioning this shit. And I don't think it should be a question if that's how you honestly feel
Yeah.
about what happened.
I think he really likes her and he's trying to, he wants it to be in his head. It was before me, so it doesn't matter. It was before me, so it doesn't matter. But he's not giving himself grace in that it wasn't 10 months ago. She brought it into the relationship by putting these people in your face and you building a relationship with them. So he's trying to process it and just let it go because it was before him and be like, oh, I don't care. But it would be different if it was six of y'all or more y'all. It's literally just y'all. So you was the only one while they talking, you the only one who don't know. It was a lie sitting in front of you every time y'all was hanging out, when y'all did stuff together. You were actually I can't think of the word. You know, it's not gonna work for you because that wasn't right at all. You're not gonna like that. And why do people waste people's time? I don't know. Because something like that you knew was gonna come out, especially if you was gonna bring them around him. I think that's something, if y'all actually discuss body count and you didn't directly say, and it's why some people don't. I don't discuss body count. That's none of your business. What do you have
I
right
really
now?
don't
Are
discuss
you
it
still
either
attached?
personally.
Like, do you have
It's
something
just
right
none of
now?
your business.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now you could ask, have you done certain things to see like where their mind is and what type of appetite that they have for sex? You could ask some of those things, but I don't know. I think he's really trying to let it go, but you shouldn't have to. This is something that really bothers you and you have a right to feel that way. I don't think that you're overreacting because no. To find out something's been sitting in your face the whole time, and then when you had like feelings that something was going on, you address it and you being told, "Oh no, we're just friends," or "Oh no, it's just we're friendly like that." But somehow he knew how to rub your back the way I know how to rub your back when I want your panties to come off.
Oh, okay. Sound like a
You
setup
made me
to
believe I was crazy. You feeling like us women do.
that
That's
part.
how you feeling. Because we
We
are
feel it
told
all the time.
it's not happening. No, you just tripping. No, um you just overreacting. You reading too much into it.
Yeah, nope,
Oh,
you're not.
I ain't reading enough. Yeah,
I mean, reality is he really isn't reading too much into it because the thing is, what you're dealing with in the beginning is going to surely be a problem near future. So therefore, if you see a problem now that you can't handle, you need to go on and handle what you can't handle and
yeah,
let that shit go.
yep. And depending on how he feels about threesomes, that could really make or break how you feel about certain things that are unorthodox in sex, spending, behaviors. Those really take a toll on your relationship. That's why it's important to be equally yoked. Because if
It
somebody
is.
does something that's totally outside of the scope, something that you like, I would never do that. And that feeling that you have, that you express, you can't fuck with nobody that's done it. Or they need to keep it away from you and never do it again if they, don't want to do it no more. But no, you have a different level of competing things that are bothering you, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. So that's our final advice for you, is that no, you're not overreacting and you should let it go. And I know it's gonna hurt, but you should let it go because you can't come back from this.
But is it really going to hurt? Only been 10 months. You can get over that pretty fast.
I think it's gonna hurt because for the last 10 months somebody been sitting in your face lying.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
mean.
get it.
Hurt like hurt. You're gonna have emotions. Let me not say hurt. You're gonna have emotions.
Exactly. I got you.
Yes, sorry. You're right. Okay. Next story, and this one is quick. Okay.
Let's
Next
get it.
story. I'm not your ATM. Okay, let's see. Am I the
Oh,
jerk for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's night out after he volunteered me? No. Mic drop. Okay, here's the story.
I was gonna say, damn, that was fast.
No. I'm 24 female and I've been dating my boyfriend, 28 male, for about a year. He has a close group of friends he hangs out with pretty often, which I've never had an issue with. I like that he has his own social life. A few nights ago, we were at a sports bar with two of his friends watching a game. When the bill came, he checked his phone and kind of laughed, saying he was tighter on money than he thought. Then he looked at me and said, "It's cool. She got me tonight." I thought he meant just for our dinner, which I was fine with. But then his friends started talking about hanging out and heading to another bar after, and he added, "Yeah, and she'll spot me a little for drinks too." He said it jokingly, but everyone was looking at me like it was already decided. His friends were hyping it up like this is how it should be and take care of your man. I felt completely put on the spot. I don't mind treating him sometimes, I have before, but I didn't appreciate being volunteered publicly, especially for him to go out without me.
mm,
So I said, "I'm not your ATM. If you're going to hang out, that's on you." It got quiet so fast. He paid for his own stuff and still left me, and still left with his friends. Later, he texted me saying I embarrassed him and I made him look bad in front of his boys. He
mm,
said I could have just gone along with it and talked about it later instead of shutting him down like that. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I just didn't want to be pressured into paying in front of an audience. Am I the jerk? Mic drop. Throw the
hell
motherfucker.
no. Hell no. You is not the jerk because he was embarrassing saying that shit in front of everybody in the first place. What make you think I want to be okay with being a sugar mama to your monkey ass? Boy, bye. Hell no.
So you don't
I,
think you embarrassed me, sir? So all of a
right.
sudden you have money for your food? So you threw a
Because that was
tantrum?
embarrassing.
Yeah, you threw a tantrum, paid for your food, and still left with your friends. So you didn't pull me to the side and right there discuss that that was a problem to you and what you thought should happen. You instead threw a tantrum and acted out. If that's not the pot calling the kettle black of the black kettle burned,
Oh, okay. That part. All of that.
girl,
If you don't get you some rest and have
what
several fucking seats, you
what
fucking
is it with
idiot.
these new men? And they talking about, yeah, that's what you should do. Take care of your man.
Child, David, listen, ain't no way that a man would have even done that to you. Let me tell you that. You're not dating a man. You're dating an idiot. And don't put me in positions in the first place. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Don't put me in no position, baby. And so far as I'm concerned, you had no respect or consideration of me. You could have sent me a simple text message and said, babe, I forgot my wallet. Can you spot me till we get home?
Right. Why you didn't do it
You
proper?
did not
Yeah.
have to make such loud ass announcements in front of people trying to make it seem like you doing better than you doing in this relationship because you're not, sir. You're
Or that
not.
I'm some flunky ATM and you could just do me like this in front of people. You're right. Why didn't he pull her to the side or send her a text?
So the very common courtesy you felt like she should have given you, you should have also given her. So as far as I'm concerned, you're a fuck narcissistic ass little boy who needs to go find his wallet
Well, he apparently
immediately.
really had a wallet and he was lying.
Exactly. So, and a girl, don't get me started because, yeah, yeah, Negro, please. So, did you tell me in front of all your friends that I had to pay for your shit and then turn around and have money, but I embarrassed you? You wasn't embarrassed for being broke.
Because you weren't
Uh,
really broke. You was trying to get over me.
you was trying to see how far you could go. And if I was her, I would walk away because that was just the first door opening to the many fuck nigga things he plans to do to you.
You was trying to be a princess for the night. You was trying to say my girl sent me out with my friends. Ninja, that's what girls do, not boys. What is
Fuck,
wrong with you?
sassy little bitch.
Oh, let's see. She did nothing wrong. I would have embarrassed him. He could have pulled her or pulled me to the side and had a combo. He embarrassed her. He sounds broke too. Girl, run. I agree. Not I. I will never take care of no man. I will never take care of, well, no.
I ain't gonna say I'll
It's,
never take care of
yeah,
a man.
because if something were to happen to my, okay, so in the context that you mean it, let's just be real and stick to what we're talking about. In the
Okay, bro.
context in which you mean it, no, I would not do it like that as well. I get exactly what you're saying. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Nope, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Let me tell you. Nope. I had a dude ask me once for money because he was about to go hang out with his friends and he didn't want to not have no money. And when I told him, "Oh, I don't have that. I don't have leisure money for you to go out," he had an attitude. You think I gave a fuck?
Nope. No fucks to give.
Not at all. I didn't. Nope.
Because you
Mm-mm.
sound crazy even thinking you should talk to me like that.
How you get an attitude? If I call you and ask you to borrow money or to have money, and you say, "Oh, I don't got it, friend," I'm gonna say, "Oh, thank you." Not, what you mean you don't got no money, or you don't never got nothing that I need, or how you gonna do me like that, or that's what you really gonna say to me? I'm appalled.
Mm,
Mm. Right, he could have sent a text, pulled her to the side. He is trifling. Lucky him, because I would have embarrassed him. Narcissistic, broke ass man. That is not nice. Like, in the tantrum, adding the spice to it, and then texting her when you got home. If you would have texted her to begin with, then it wouldn't have happened. You took no responsibility for your behavior. You could have said, "You right. I shouldn't have asked you that in front of people." And what happened to men feeling embarrassed? Like, back in the day, you would have wanted that to kind of be like, "Hey, nigga, I was over here talking to me and my girl," and instead they hyping it up, and you cool with it being hyped up like that, talking about, "Oh,
mm-hmm,
I thought you gonna have me at the bar too." Next, you want to go to?
mm,
I'm just.
mm. It's giving fruitcake.
Do y'all want to know? My 23-year-old nephew don't even accept money from me no more.
Yo, who don't do what?
My 23-year-old nephew, my 23-year-old, at his birthday, stuff like that. Yes, if he runs an errand for me, yes. Okay, I'm talking about when I be like, "Baby, do you need some money?" Whatever, like that. Mm-mm. Icing on the cake, because he graduated during COVID. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to do for him. That money, because I was saving it since he was born, was then put into an account. Do you know that that baby don't ask me about that money? I have to remind him, "Hey, sir, you have money." It's like, "I'm working, I'm fine."
Mm, my kind of kid.
If I ask him to go get me something to eat, do you think my nephew gonna tell me what I should give him for the food?
Mm-mm, mm, baby.
You all are getting embarrassing. You all are getting embarrassing. It's nothing wrong if you dating your girl and like you come like when y'all younger, college student age, all of that, right? Things happen. Y'all don't got it. And especially if you come from somebody that don't have it. If you and your girlfriend ping pong off of each other, every now and then you need to give her a little bit of money for necessities, and she need to give you a little bit of money for necessities. I don't see nothing wrong with that in that era. That's where you build up that momentum of knowing you was with me when I didn't have it, right? Because you're
Oh,
doing it
okay.
for necessities, because you're both in school or you both working your way up, and you're not seeing me go out and do frivolous things with my money. I think nothing wrong with that. If a boyfriend asks a girlfriend for help and vice versa, at that age, that's where that shit belongs. You're at a restaurant where you didn't have to be. And then
And you was lying. I'm just stuck on the lie that you
the
told.
server wanted to go have drinks at a bar.
That pissed me off.
Nope, no way, nada. Kick rocks. Kick rocks with no shoes on, a bunion on your feet, and I want them to be lit on fire because of how you responded to her. That's not nice. That is a little bit abusive to respond to somebody that way, even for women that respond that way, just to be clear. But it's even more wrong for a man. I don't care. With exception of a husband gets disabled. Right. That's why I said let's not even go there because that's not what you're talking about. You talking about in this context, you wouldn't have did it then. Throw that one without saying. Okay. Madam, you did not give a fuck. The
That's
person
awful.
still tells me to this day I don't give a fuck. Because guess what? I don't give a fuck. But here's the best part. I actually don't give a fuck when you don't give a fuck either. And do some of the fuck shit you do. So, okay, whatever. He would have broken up with me. Girl, I would have broke up with him because you just embarrassed me like that in front of everybody, and then you pay. So, you guys,
And what if
you,
I was broke for real while you over here talking about you got me? Bitch.
and then you further embarrassed me because in your head it was I show this bitch I pay for my stuff on my own. The moment you pay for your stuff on your own, you escalated it to another level because
Correct.
you
Because
just
you
showed
acted like
that you
you didn't have
tried to take
nothing.
my money here and for the bar. And that's why your friends was pumping you up like that because you was using me and you was finna use me right in front of your friends. You humiliated me.
Mm. And you showed me that I don't mean shit to you. That's what you did. And if you don't see, girl, you're not overreacting. I know you saw that. You felt that shit. He told you you wasn't shit.
Mine don't either. My nephews don't ever accept money from me. I have never been with a man that can handle. I tell y'all, when I got married to my husband, before we got married, you're supposed to share your finances or whatever. I knew I trusted him when I showed him my bank account. I knew he trusted me and a different type of trust because what I showed him, he still showed me what he made. When he showed me what he made, I fell more in love with that man because it's I was running numbers in my head. As soon as he showed me what he made, my thing was, how did you do all that shit for me? Stuff I didn't even ask for just because you wanted to do. How did you do that shit? You want to know how he did it? He did this on the side and that on the side and that on the side as a man.
Right. He made sacrifices for what he wanted.
We didn't walk away from our wedding with not a single bill. We paid cash for every single thing. Honeymoon, cash, every single thing. That's a man. That's a man. These
Period. Boo.
these men nowadays are a mess. They want a woman to take care of them, cook, clean, have sex with them, and work a 9 to 5. Then want the woman to pay the rent or mortgage. They need some serious adjustments. I don't
Hmm.
understand. I don't understand. They talk about Nigerian men. It's not just Nigerian fraud people wanting a green card and all of that. Mm-mm.
Maybe it'll take God to sit on my chest to make me deal with another one of his creatures because I'm just confused.
Right. Oh, just so we're clear, no, it was not. He was not a street pharmacist. No, he's no, he wasn't a street pharmacist.
I'm hollering.
That was the other one. No, he was not. I
You stupid. That was the other one.
didn't even think about that.
I'm
No,
going to sleep. We play too much.
he wasn't a street pharmacist. Oh my gosh. Anyways,
All these
next story.
pharmaceuticals.
I didn't even think about that. Okay, next story. That y'all got me cleared off that story because that motherfucker. The more I think about it and picture him sitting there, I'll pay for my own. Well, pay for hers too, Ninja.
Because
Wrong.
that's what, why is I'm in my head talking about, so did he walk away and then pay for her food?
No, he paid for his. That's why I'm like, the more we talk about this damn story, it's getting worse.
Oh, child,
The little
no.
princess. Did you skip out? Did you adjust your thong on the way out?
I
Was the underwire
swear.
of your bra messing with you? Did you have cramps? Did you take your mite off?
You little bitch.
I don't like calling men that B word, but baby,
I don't like men that act like they pussy tighter than mine. That's all I'm gonna say. Because what the fuck?
you a user, my dude.
And that
You
is so unattractive for a man.
and then you flipped it back on her. So the answer is no. Okay, next story. This one is very short. Okay. Ooh. I found Tinder on my uncle's phone.
Get out your phone. Get out that man's phone. I'm so weak. Let's go.
I saw a dating app on my uncle's phone. Do I tell her? At a debutante ball this weekend, my aunt asked my uncle to take a photo of us with his phone. While he was fumbling swiping through his apps to find the camera, I clearly saw Tinder on his home screen. Home screen. They have been married since long before dating apps even existed, so there's no it's an old app excuse. He also travels for work constantly. The problem is the family dynamic. My aunt is a total sweetheart, but my uncle has somewhat of a temper to say the least. He is an asshole. Because of his temper, confronting him directly is out of the question. Do I get involved or do I pretend like I didn't see it? I need your advice. What is Tinder? Okay, so Tinder is a dating app. Tinder is a
Mind your
dating.
business.
I say mind your business because if he got an attitude all like that, then I guess I say mind your business. Comment from the lesson. I agree, man. Same with me. I saw what he made and his credit. I was good. My husband has a great job and hustles. He paid for our entire wedding, my dress, and our honeymoon. That's a man. Clock it, baby. They should not make you go into financial ruins. So Tinder is a dating app. So the uncle done made him a dating app, girl. He done made duck lips in the camera,
I'm
uploaded
so
his
weak.
picture, created a profile, and not only is it in his phone, it's not in the back. It's on the home screen. That means when he cut his phone on, it's right there because he needs to be able to get to his tenders, his young tenderoni. Child,
I say mind your business,
me too.
little girl.
Pretend you didn't see it.
Pretend you didn't see none of
Your
that
attitude
shit.
or not. I would.
You have to mind your business because, first of all, you don't know what your auntie already knows. Number
Oh,
one.
they might be
Number
on there together.
that part. And number two, one thing I've learned is to stay out of people's face and their business about their personal life because you'll get cussed out trying to play Captain Saberho to someone that don't want to be saved. So mind your fucking business. Let that lady find out on her own that her man ain't shit if she doesn't already know. I'm just saying. Some
I
shit. I got a lot of lip, but that's not where my lip goes, biscuit. Especially in somebody's marriage. You is the niece. Shut the fuck up for you not be welcome back. Because it is nothing for them to dismiss you. I just want you to know that. And then they will dismiss you because you know. Not even because it don't matter what they gonna do or not do. The fact that you know too much. And I want to save face. So get the fuck on. That's my thoughts.
don't get in married people's business without absolute proof. And sometimes, even with absolute proof based on your perception, you need to stay the fuck out of it because that app could be for them. They could be on there together doing swinger shit, and that's none of your business. Uh,
All right.
unless a person inboxed me and said blah 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 blah, or I was out and saw them hugging and kissing. Now that I would be like, Uncle, which one is your biological? Because that matters as well. Whichever one, not in this case, stay out of it. We've already determined that. Now we're just having commentary. If the aunt is your biological, then you owe it to her to pay attention, I would say. But
I
you
say
know,
I
if
get my
she's happy,
evidence
let
up.
her be happy.
Hmm. Get your evidence up though. Get your
Just don't
evidence up.
take your mind off of it now. If it pop back up, keep it, because if you and your auntie need to do a little visit, if you need to have her back. Um, if you see things, if y'all are both grown, because I don't know your age, and things go awry, and you might need to be a passenger in the car with your auntie, because nobody else knows, but you have an inkling, and y'all gonna keep it between y'all, and you know, go out with some tools or something to possibly see if the person involved needs an oil change, or like to see if he needs his tire changed while he's at a hotel, and you bring bricks with you. Like, if you're going to do like that, like, be prepared to have your aunt's back is what you should do. So, especially if you're grown. If you are not grown, completely mind your business, baby. More than
Period.
likely he's being dirty. Mind your business. You don't know what the auntie knows. Exactly. Exactly, honey. Right. They've been married since before apps. That's a very long time. Right. Ruin your relationship with your aunt when she may not leave him anyway. Agreed. Let her find out on her own. Again, if you don't see anything directly, nobody puts you in it directly by reaching out to you or something like that, stay out of it. And keep it in your mind too. All I saw was an app.
Period.
He could have been playing a game. It came up as a pop up and downloaded on his own. Do you know how many things on my phone and I didn't even know what they are in real life? Because all you
Real
saw was
life.
act. You didn't see him act. I for real. Go check your phone. We be playing these games and shit end up on our phone, and we be like, "How am I out of
I've
space?"
downloaded several things and didn't know
I'm
and
being
had to
for
clean
real.
my damn phone off because my phone said, bitch, the shit you need on here can't fit because you got too much bullshit. Let's get this out of here. So
In our
yeah, mind
home.
your business on that note. I'm sorry. Back in the day, if you would have asked me, I probably would have told you to show up and show out. Today I'm a little older and a lot wiser, and I'm gonna tell you to mind your damn business.
We know a lot
Stay
of more
safe.
what ifs now. And the reality is, all you saw was an app. You didn't see nothing else but an app. And if he's one of them people that, he's an elder and stuff, again, it's too many what ifs. So I wouldn't even say look at him like that at this point. All you saw was an app, and chuckle about it and keep going and enjoy that debutante. You should be being sophisticated at this point anyway. You should be minding your business and having
Mm.
your pinky finger out, and hoping that when you get home and take that girdle off, that you don't pass out from
You know
dehydration.
what? I'm sick of it and all of that. And right there, that's
And
it.
the bobby pin is probably sticking you in your head, and you just want to take off your bra. Take off your bra in the car and see how you feel, because then you'll feel more relaxed.
If
You
you
just
don't
a
take
little,
a nap, this
you
nigga.
just a little tight.
Ah,
We make different decisions. You got PMS? Because you're doing a lot overseeing the app. Okay. Last story. You ready? Yep.
I'm ready.
You guys,
Let's
I
get
aim
it.
to do an hour, but sometimes me and my bestie just be talking. So enjoy with us and watch how you choose. But the stories
Period.
be
Boo.
good. Y'all can't say that they don't. You can't. Okay. This last one, it should go pretty quickly. Let's see here. Story number 5. I told my nephew I don't believe in God. Am
Hmm.
I the asshole for telling my sister's kid I don't believe in God? Your sister's kid. I don't like that you said that. Shit. Here we go. I, 32 male, was recently visiting my sister, 29 female, and her husband out of state. I am in their area for work and decided to make a trip and weekend out of it, so I'm spending a few nights at their house. Friday was fun. We got a nice dinner and hung out and played video games. The next morning, before they went to church, their 7-year old son, not my nephew, Sawyer, asked me if if I was coming with them. I said no. He said, why not? I said, well, I don't go to church. He stared at me in shock and said, don't you believe in God? I said, actually, I don't. No. Sister overheard and stared with daggers. This person don't know how to write. Later, when they returned and Sawyer had gone off to a friend's, she lectured me. She said it was crazy to tell a 7-year-old I'm atheist, inappropriate, not my place, etc. I told her I wasn't sure what to say because surely the child would figure out that some people didn't believe in God at some point. She said it was obviously more complicated than that, and that I was a family member, and it said something about what's acceptable in the family. She says she really can't lie. Another slip like this can't happen ever again. I better change my tune if I ever want to be around Sawyer again or stay at their house. I don't believe kids. Oh my God. I don't have kids, and I'm obviously not religious. I can see how some topics are wrong to talk about with a 7-year-old, but he asked, I answered. Am I really supposed to lie or be evasive just so the kid thinks everyone has their same beliefs? To be fair, Sawyer does attend a private religious school, so it's all around him. But it just seems really intense. Me and my sister were not raised particularly Christian, church yearly kind of people, but her husband comes from a world, though he didn't say anything and he didn't treat me any different. So I'm guessing that's where this comes from, but it but didn't ask too much about it. Am I the asshole? You are for making me read this like that. Mic drop.
Oh, that's so touchy. Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, you're the asshole because that is a child. No, you're not the asshole because that is a child. And so, I think what makes you the asshole, honestly, is that that's not what the sister is doing for her family. So it's just disrespectful for you to come in here with your shit. Yes, you're the asshole for that. But being honest with the kid, on the other hand, no, you're not the asshole for that because these babies is learning at such a young age. But again, you're going against your sister, so therefore, yes, you are the asshole. Like I get your side. It just doesn't matter to me when it comes to another person's household. Yes, I feel you. I'm with you. You got the right to do whatever the fudge sickles you want to do, but don't embark that shit on my kids. That's wrong. So yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Okay. And the comment says you are absolutely dead wrong. Okay. Let's see. Let me start. First of all, I don't understand why you're not calling him your nephew. That's bothering me more than the damn story. Um, let's see. The next morning, before they went to church, their 7-year-old son Sawyer asked me if I was coming with them. I said no. He said, why not? I said, oh, well, I don't really go to church. He stared at me in shock and said, you don't believe in God. I said, actually, don't. No. Sister overheard and stared with daggers. Sister overheard and stared with daggers. Sister, I don't think he's the asshole, and here's the reason why. Why didn't you stop your child from questioning your brother who you knew did not believe in God and you knew what his answers were? He tried on 3 separate occasions to negate that question. What else was he supposed to say? So you listened and you allowed your son to ask his uncle those questions. Why didn't you stop your son? Okay. That's why I think he's not the asshole. Event what the fuck was he supposed to say? And it is nothing wrong with him saying, I don't believe in God. Because he was asked. So what?
Right.
He didn't say God
Absolutely.
is a bad person. He didn't say religion is stupid. He didn't say church was he didn't say any of those things. He actually didn't. I think he answered it very mild and respectfully, if you ask me. What's wrong with that? So if he was Jehovah's Witness, he shouldn't be able to say that, no, actually I don't. I'm Jehovah's Witness. No, actually I don't. I'm Muslim. You don't teach your son it is other things. Then you go as far as to threaten him and say that I better change my tune. Let's see, what did you say? She says she really can't let that slip up happen again, and I better change my tune if I ever want to be around Sawyer again or stay at their house. That's not very Christian like. What tune? Where did he disrespect God? Where did he disrespect your religion? Where did he elaborate or do too much? But you could have gotten your son out of his way and told him that's enough. Okay, let's go, deter him, or any of those things. But my question is, why are you not teaching your child to be respectful of everybody's religion and that they have the right to choose their religion? I'm a Christian and I'm not offended. I don't understand why you think that you're more important. I don't think I'm more important as a Christian. That's
Right.
very Christian to me. So no, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But I respect anybody who does. I believe it's okay to be honest, but he could have stated it a little bit delicate to a 7-year old, especially how they are really religious family. I could see that too. I could see that too. But at some point, I'm gonna just be honest as the person that has not birthed kids. We want y'all to intervene and get your children.
Mm. Amen.
That's just like if I'm eating my food and they're begging for my food, and I'm saying I'm handing
No.
it to you. At some point, you as the parent are supposed to say, "That's enough, whomever you are." He negated that question as much to me as much as he could. Hmm. I don't think he insulted God or nothing. So I don't know. The mother could have interrupted and changed the subject or come up with a positive statement without him feeling bad for being an atheist. He really did. He wasn't disrespectful from what he said. From what he said, no, he wasn't. And yes, she could have it, and that was a good opportunity to say, everybody doesn't believe in the same thing, baby, and we respect everybody. Let's go to church. Let's go to church and enjoy our time and take it off that topic until you are ready to go more into it. But you, how long was you gonna sit there and let that little boy question that man?
Right.
It was
Right.
too far to me. You sat there because the part, if any of this would have happened like behind the back, I don't quite know if I would have felt different. But the fact that you stood there and stared with daggers on your way to church,
Why you just didn't stop the conversation?
why you just didn't stop the conversation? That's like when
People
we was growing
change
up and we
subjects
saw
every
Uncle
day.
with a man. You know, we didn't get to ask those damn questions. Some of y'all don't know how to control your kids' damn mouth. And they have a right. But control, I don't mean control in like a bad way. I mean like when things like that happen, those are the teachable moments where you teach them it's not appropriate to ask every question or things like that. That's what I mean. Like not as bad. I don't think any of it was bad. I don't think it was bad that she didn't catch him fast enough or whatever. I think her response is why I'm saying that you allowed it to happen and then you got mad that it happened and then you threatening me with me not being able to be around you anymore. Like I did something very bad when you could have just came home from church and maybe sat down and have a conversation. It was an opportunity for discussion.
Maybe
These
that's why you don't call that baby nephew. Shit.
could be, could be. I don't know. And you know you wasn't even raised that way. So what you have been introduced to with you and your husband, I don't know, child. I think you knew when you got up that morning that your brother wasn't going to church with you.
That part.
So I just don't understand. I don't understand some things that parents think should automatically happen for their children. but you didn't.
Right.
But you didn't help make sure that it happened because you could have easily deterred them and stopped them from asking the questions, and then none of that, the other questions that because he was kids at that age do it. It's okay, and then you just teach them which times it's okay to do it. But why?
Right. Letting
Why?
them know sometimes you shouldn't do that. This
Yeah,
ain't the time. You got to teach them these manners. They
right.
don't come out the womb knowing manners. You
They
teach
don't.
them.
They don't. They don't. They don't. So yeah, that's very interesting. Exactly, she could have done. I think so, child. We can remember when we was younger, we didn't have plenty of conversations stopped, especially in our day because it was
We
taboo.
got popped in the mouth. Hell,
So I was really gonna go there, like
I'm just gonna be 100. I got the shit slapped out of me so many times for being doing too much.
I got warned first. I got warned first. I didn't just get popped.
Well, I'm
But
sure
there
I
were
got
a lot
warned
of
too.
people that did. It was like, I told you this about this, so you should have applied it across the board. And the parent expect our parents expected us to catch on much more quickly because we latchkey
Correct.
kids. We need you to get this shit together because we got to run a tight ship. We got to keep shit going. Now stuff is too lax and oh well, they should have. Well, oh you should have. Girl, life ain't gonna slow down for you. Life is not all about your kid. What if he was at the
Period.
playground playing? You know, like, or you saw somebody in a store or something like that, and then those same people think that their kids have the right to say whatever the fuck they want to say, and then you supposed to be like, oh well, you didn't know about it, so your
No, that
kids.
ain't how this works.
That's not how life works. Respect is both ways, and she just really went off like a lot to me. But okay, I don't understand. Some parents need some. I think they do. If you know how your kid is, jump ahead of it.
Correct.
No, we didn't say he should be popped. No, 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 no. We said back in our day, some
We
people
would have got
get
popped.
popped. Yeah, no, absolutely. He's nobody is wrong in this situation for me. Nobody in the situation is wrong but the sister. I think the sister is wrong. Yeah, I think the sister is wrong. Okay, that is it for us tonight. Please make sure that you share, you comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. And go over to Amazon if you have not already and buy one of my melanin coloring book journals. Also planners. One is a plan. Two are planners. One is a journal. Um, from Amazon, and they will help you in your therapeutic ways. One of them is actually reparenting. So that is Soft Life Strong Crown. That one is all about reparenting and some of the things that we're putting together, how we were raised versus the things from now. And there's a happy medium in the middle where they really are the best of the both worlds. And you do really well. And going back and apologizing to your kids, just different stuff helps you get it out and know it's okay to have your feelings. Okay. Any last words from you, Des?
Well, happy Monday, y'all. I hope that after listening to these stories that we are making better choices and decisions just from listening to these stories, communicating better and everything. And in the midst of all of that, y'all can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Lemon8, Snapchat, pretty much wherever there's a site, I'm on it. It's delicious with two E's, honey, and I am here for the nail gods. Do you hear me?
We do. And as a recap for the other person, please be aware that the person can do comprehensive breakdowns, present clips in full context, state clearly what the commentary is, and they could use it as much as they want. It's their content. So you should refrain from talking so that it will fly away like I kind of think your brain is. Allegedly, that's my opinion. That is it for tonight. Have a good night.
Night night.